Hey guys, in this presentation, we're going to do an overview of the importance of group boards. We're going to talk about what group boards are, why they matter, them being the biggest tool for growth and increasing reach immediately, invitations, and board rules. A group board is a board in which multiple people, called collaborators, can all pin content on. So this is an example of my group board, Yoga Workouts, over here. And this is how you identify a group board when you're looking at someone's profile. There's a little circle right here. Group boards are by invitation only. If you accept someone's invite to pin on their board, the board will show up on your profile and you will now have access to pin on it. When you click on my Yoga Workouts board, this is what pops up in the description, and you can see that there are two other people besides me that are allowed to pin on it. And these people are people that I accepted personally. I had to send them an invitation to pin. And anytime you look at any board that's a group board, this very first person right here is always the board owner. And just keep in mind that you cannot request to join a group board. You have to be invited. It's an extremely important tool for beginners because it allows you access to followers on that group board as well. We're going to talk about that in a little more detail here. Only the content that you pin on that particular board will be seen by the new followers. So if you join a group board and you pin a pin on it, your followers on your account are not going to see it. Any other pins that you pin on your own boards will still only be seen by your followers. You can kind of think about that board in isolation on your account. Nobody on that specific board is going to see any of the content unless you actually pin on that group board. If you invite someone to pin on one of your boards, so if you create your own group board, then this new person that you invite will get access to all of your followers on that board. But keep in mind that this is not a two-way street. If you invite someone to pin on your board, you don't get access to any of their followers. They only get access to the followers on your board that you started as a group board. I hope that makes sense. I can show you guys on my account. I have all these boards that are all mine. This is a group board of mine, and then none of the other ones have it. If you go down to the bottom, there's circles on these two boards as well. It looks like a Pinterest glitch that isn't showing the actual pinners on here. But these are two group boards as well. And this Healthy Recipe Boards has over 100,000 followers. I now get access to all of these followers every time I pin on this board. You can see I pinned right here, but anytime I pin other pins on my account, nobody in this Healthy Recipes board gets to see it. I have to pin specifically to this board. And this person whose board I joined, they do not get access to any of my followers. It's a one-way street when you join a group board. So keep that in mind. Again, here is my group board right here, this Yoga Workouts. I have two other people pinning on it, and you can just go up here in the edit board, and this is how you see there's two people, and you can just type in anyone's name in here. Sometimes you have to be following them, but you can just type in their name or the email address associated with their account, and you can send them an invite that way, or you can remove anybody at any given time doing that as well. You can turn any board into a group board. If I click this weight loss board and I go in here to the edit settings, I can invite collaborators right here, and that will essentially, they have to accept the invite. First of all, it's not automatic. That will send them an invite, and that will change this board into a group board. That's just a brief overview of how that works. As far as invitations go, invitations to group boards will show up in your inbox as contact requests. It shows up like this in your inbox, and that's this little ... up here in the top right of your profile. You click on inbox, and then if you click on the contact requests right here, it will actually pull up this box. These are all group board invitations that people have sent to me, and there's a reason why I have not accepted them. Something to keep in mind, it's very uncommon for owners of really good, very highly engaged group boards to just randomly invite people to join them. What I usually do is I click on the person's board to check them out, and then I decide if I want to accept them or not. So I just right click right here on Healthy Recipes and Food or Clean Eating, and it tells me how many followers they have, and then I decide if I want to join it or not. A good rule of thumb, if they have more followers than you, it's probably a good idea to join. All right, board rules. Many boards, especially the best performing boards, will have rules that you must follow as far as pinning goes. If you don't follow the rules, the board owner will likely remove you. Sometimes they'll give you a warning. I have accidentally pinned the wrong pin to a board, and she actually messaged me and said, hey, try to keep your content, with the board rules, otherwise I'm gonna have to remove you. That was really nice that she did that because I did accidentally. But sometimes even if you do it accidentally, they will remove you immediately. So just make sure you always follow all board rules. Most of them will tell you to limit your pins to to 1 or 3 times a day. Again, they don't want you pinning 8 pins to their board every single day because your pins will stack up. Some of them also have rules about how frequently you can pin the same pin. I belong to a board that says that you can't pin the same pin to the same article more than once in 30 days. So I don't say that as often, but some people can say that as well. And occasionally some have rules about pinning a mix of your own content and content from others. And just keep in mind that anybody can set any group board rules that they want. It's up to the board owner, and you have to follow them no matter what if you want to stay on the board. Here's an example of a board that I belong to on my other account, and you can see right here in the pin description is where you'll find the board rules. She says no more than 2 pins per day. Please stay on topic. Irrelevant, spammy, and shady pins will be removed. And she also says this board is closed to new contributors. I will tell you in the next video when we talk about finding and joining group boards, I would usually ignore when people say this board is closed to new contributors because I've gotten on a few despite the fact that they have said that. Don't use that as a deterrent. Go ahead and apply anyway. We will talk about that in the next video. I just wanted to show y'all an example of where to find board rules and kind of what they can look like. Next up, we're going to talk about how to find and join group boards. So we will talk about how to judge whether a group board is good or not, whether it's worth your time, what you need to say to people, how you can contact people. We're going to talk about all that in the next presentation. So I will see you guys there.